On March 22nd, 2024 in Wasco, California, a construction worker was standing near the train tracks when he saw something he couldn't believe. A man was calmly walking, swinging a fucking human leg. The construction worker then pulled out his phone and started recording. In the video, the man bends down and bites into the leg hard. He keeps biting, trying to rip a chunk off, but it's not working. So he bites harder again and again. Then he notices the camera. He stands up, locks eyes with the lens, and starts yelling at everyone watching. But instead of running, he just turns around and strolls down the street, still gripping the leg like it's some kind of twisted trophy. A few minutes later, police cars arrive. The man sees them and starts speed walking away. The video cuts out, but police weren't that far behind. Moments later, they caught up and arrested him. But that left one question. Where the fuck did he get the human leg? Turns out that earlier that morning, a man named Horacio Ayala was hit and killed by a train nearby. 27-year-old Rosendo Teles witnessed it. Then he walked up straight to the body, ripped off part of the leg, and calmly disappeared down the street like nothing had happened. Teles was arrested for tampering with human remains, possession, and violating probation. In May, he pled no contest and was sentenced to only 1 year behind bars. Do you guys think 1 year was enough for this motherfucker? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and follow if you want to hear more crazy stories like this, bruh.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 19 and verse 9. And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters, and they shall eat every one the flesh of his friend, and the siege and straightness wherewith their enemies, and they that shall seek their lives shall straiten them. Shalom, shalom, Akim. Before I begin, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Haushai, Bahashim Kakurash. All right, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. All right, I'm the brother Gabar Allah coming at you with another lesson. Okay, and today's topic is going to be based off this video you see before you. Okay, and this video I had just seen on TikTok. Okay, and it's very graphic, so fair use, or
Construction worker was
Salakia. So viewer discretion is advised. Okay, viewer discretion is advised. All right, and just just be prepared. It doesn't show anything too bad. Okay, it's just a story. Of course they can't because it's on TikTok, but YouTube is extra sensitive nowadays. But I'm gonna play the audio of the clip. You already seen the video that I put in the post-production, but I'm gonna play some of the audio, right?
On March 22nd, 2024 in Wasco, California, a construction worker was standing near the train tracks when he saw something he couldn't believe. A man was calmly walking, swinging a fucking human leg. The construction worker then pulled out his phone and started recording. In the video, the man bends down and bites into the leg hard. He keeps biting, trying to rip a chunk off, but it's not working. So he bites harder again and again. Then he notices the camera. He stands up, locks eyes with the lens, and starts yelling at everyone watching. But instead of running, he just turns around and strolls down the street, still gripping the leg like it's some kind of twisted trophy. A few minutes.
All right, so that's a fucking demon on him. All right, there's no way anyone in their rightful mind would would be doing that. There's no explanation, or there's no reasoning behind this. It's just it's a demon. Okay, there's no other way to put it. So that's why I opened up with the book of Jeremiah chapter 9, chapter 19 and verse 9, which states, and I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons. Actually, let me start a bit back. All right. gonna start at verse. I'm gonna start at verse 6. All right, and it reads. It says, "Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that this place shall be no more be called Tophet, nor the valley of the son of Hinnon, but the valley of slaughter." All right, and pretty much these things are going to be coming to Babylon. All right, these things like this are going to be a everyday thing in Babylon. Now, this happened in California. All right, and for those brothers who don't know, I am located in California. All right, Southern California. All right, and I'll put it this way. That's obviously not something you see every day, especially not in a place like California. All right, California, for the most part, is pretty soft. A lot of people here don't really, it ain't Chirac or nothing. But then California does have its fair share of violence and whatnot. But this isn't something you see something like this. More stereotypical, or it would be less shocking to see this somewhere in like Florida or something. With all the stereotypes of the Florida men. And I believe something like this actually happened in Florida, where some guy was on bath salts. Okay, this dude was on bath salts. I'm not sure if it was on Florida or Texas, but this dude was on bath salts, and that's pretty much a very, very powerful drug, that you take, and it pretty much makes you fucking crazy. All right, there's so many demons are plaguing you from that drug. All right, and pretty much what happened was, he was ripping a dude's face apart, and he was eating his flesh. He was eating his face, while the man was alive. Okay, the man was alive, and the dude with bath salts was eating his face. And it's, a shit like that is absolutely horrifying, And, this dude was eating a leg, a fucking leg, man. How, I couldn't imagine myself eating no fucking leg, eating no human leg. All right, even in desperate measures, it's shit like this that you don't really see, and shit like this is gonna be the regular, during Jacob's trouble. All right, it says, verse 7, "And I will make void the counsel of Judah and Jerusalem in this place, and I will cause them to fall by the sword before their enemies, and by the hands of them that seek their lives, and their carcasses will I give to the meat for the fowls of the heaven and for the beasts of the earth." Now Jeremiah prophesied against ancient Babylon. Okay, and we know that America is Babylon the Great. Now. Okay, spiritually Egypt. Okay, so the same things that could be applied then are going to be applied now. Okay, and we know how bad Jacob's trouble gets. Jacob's trouble is going to be the worst day ever in human history. Things like this are going to be running rampant. All right, women are going to be, let me just say, to keep it PG, women are going to be covered up more. They're not going to be trying to show off this and trying to show off that. They're going to be covered up as most as possible, in that day. Because people are going to soon realize that humanity is fucked up right now, under the rulership of the wicked kingdom, of the wicked. All right, it says, "And I will make this city desolate, and in hissing, everyone that passeth hereby shall be astonished and hiss because of all the plagues thereof. And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters." Right, cannibalism. All right, people are going to be doing cannibalism because that's the only, source of meat that's going to be around them because of the famines. All right, the plagues that the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to send towards Babylon. These same plagues that we are warning you, okay, so that you can be prepared spiritually, so that you understand the days that we are coming into. These things are not, just me rambling on. No, take these things into serious consideration. All right, brothers have had visions of this, okay? Quick testimony. All right, a while back, I had a dream on I was with I had a dream where pretty much slack. I'm trying to recall it. I had a dream where I'm not sure where it really was, but it was like a broken down city. It was like a broken down city, and pretty much I was like stepping over dead bodies. Like there was dead bodies everywhere, and it was a whole bloody mess. It was red all over. It was, anywhere I stepped on, and there was blood. There was a human body. There was tongues. There was eyeballs, teeth everywhere. All that stuff. And all that stuff. And the dream was not gonna compare to the real life thing. Okay, it says, and they shall eat every one the flesh of his friend in the siege and straightness wherewith their enemies, and they that seek their lives shall straiten them. All right. So people are going to be eating their own fleshes. People are going to be eating their own children's flesh. Okay. And this is just a, something, a video to get you brothers into the the right mind state in order, to fully be as prepared as possible. Because ultimately, we're going to need Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to be with us in order to keep our sanity in that day. Okay? These workers were absolutely, you're going to hear the distress in their voice. I'm going to go back to play the video clip.
Later, police cars arrive. The man sees them and starts speed walking away. The video cuts out, but police weren't that far behind. Moments later, they cut up and arrested him. But that left one question. Where the fuck did he get the human leg? Turns out that earlier that morning, a man named Horacio Ayala was hit and killed by a train nearby. 27-year-old Rosendo Teles witnessed it. Then he walked up straight to the body, ripped off part of the leg, and calmly disappeared down the street like nothing had happened. Teles was arrested for tampering with human remains, possession, and violating probation. In May, he pled no contest and was sentenced to only 1 year behind bars. Do you guys think 1 year was enough for this motherfucker? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and follow if you want to hear more crazy stories like this, bruh.
All right, and his YouTube page is El Nino Brah. El Nino Brah. All right, ELNINOBRAH. And he pretty much, he covers a lot of crazy stories. I don't really follow him, but, judging by the ending, he would suggest that, he covers crazy stories. So, you heard it here first, or you heard it clearly, that the dude how he was eating the leg from, he got ran over by a fucking train. So he was judged, okay? He was judged and part of his leg came off. Right, and this other dude who saw it, imagine seeing someone get ran over by a fucking train. You're gonna be getting the fuck out of there. But this dude got his leg, and he was in possession of drugs, which again, I had made a lesson, about 2 days ago, speaking on this. Actually not 2 days ago, around like 4 or 5 days ago, but around a week ago, actually. I made a lesson covering how drugs enter the body, and pretty much multiply. Okay, the demons enter the body through these drugs. So, that was pretty much the lesson. But I want to grab one more before I get out of here. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that's what you see right now. The love of many are waxing cold. People are going insane. People are losing their minds. Okay, and Jacob's trouble hasn't even begun yet. All right, Jacob's trouble hasn't even hit fully yet, Hasn't even hit partially yet, And people are freaking out over this. This is going to be a normal occurrence. Okay, you're gonna see this. You're going to be like, well, and next thing you know, it's going to be your neighbors, It's going to, you're going to be like, oh, shit, well, he got killed. People are going to be killing each other for meat just to eat. But, anyways, that's pretty much the lesson. Lord willing was edifying. Lord willing was uplifting. We give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Kakwarash. Double honor to the elder and apostle Greg Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.